So I have the Chemistry of Life lab here. So on the left side of my screen is the directions, and then the right side of the screen is the simulation. So when you go through, open up and make sure you take a moment to read through the purpose, the introduction, the background before you move on to the directions. But when you get into the directions, you'll see the link there. So you can click the link and it's going to open up to this PhET simulation on the side here. So the first thing you're going to start with is the single version. We've got single, multiple, and playground. In the directions, it will tell you when to go to a new one. So right now we're starting with the single tab. And when you go into the single tab, you're going to be making different molecules. So if I look here, I have hydrogens and oxygens. So what I can do is I have an hydrogen and two oxygens. I can add them in. And then once I do it here, all right, and I've got like the 3D version where I can see the 3D version here as well if I wanted to in two different ways. But I can then take it and drag it into its proper spot. And notice it gives me, a yellow line around it. Then when I move on to the next here, I see more pieces that I can use. And sometimes they can be used in more than one. And then you can hit here and you can have even more of these, okay? So you can see all the different parts there. You also can look at the different junctions between the two atoms if you wanted to. So if I look here and I've got my nitrogens, I can look at the 3D version. I can cut that if I want to cut that. All right, so scissors do appear if I were to click on that area to cut it apart. If maybe you made a mistake and you want to put them back in and start again. And you can practice around as much as you like with all of these. Then once this entire box here is filled up, you're going to take a screenshot of that and you're going to paste it in the space below, okay? Once you're comfortable with everything, then you move on to the playground tab. So to get back to that, you're just going to use the bottom and you're going to go to the playground. And then you're going to start answering different questions. So you're going to talk about the most commonly found atoms here, and then you're going to list those atoms and then the bonds that they make, covalent bonds that they make. And then you can build sugar, okay? So you can look at the different pieces here, and then once you build it, all right, and you're just pulling things out, putting them together as you go through it, all right, depending on what you need. I just pulled some random ones. You can click 3D so that you can see it in 3D. All right. If you pulled things out and you don't want them, you can always just click this little box here with the arrow kind of pointing into a basket, and it's all going to go back into that basket there. So you're going to answer the questions moving through, building some of these models as you go through them, and then answering questions as well. Okay. So hopefully that helps you with this.